Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Spar and Brawl. I hope you're having a decent day. As always, I'm joined by my co-host Sam, and we're back with the last episode of this season. It's a Progressive World. As usual, you can find timestamps down below, and please like and subscribe. So Sam is gonna give a quick tease this time. I'm really happy with all the stuff in this week's episode, Sam. I think we have a bit of everything, and it should be fun. And hopefully, it won't cost
Mm.
us. I'll just say, hopefully, it won't cost us anything. I'll just put it at that. So, yeah, why don't you
Well,
go
well,
ahead and do your tease first?
sure. Let me do my tease first, then I ask you a question about the cost. So this, in the final episode, I think we're going to cover everybody that we've talked about. First, from the last, I guess, Brandon, Schaub, and Bobby stuff, one of the last things we talked about. Then we're going to quickly go to right-wingers of, I guess, America mostly, a bit American-focused episode. And Steven Crowder, Ben Shapiro, and they got into a thing with the Daily Wire Beast, whatever it's called, I forget. Jordan Peterson went on Joe Rogan, and he had to discuss his clinical stuff, and it's funny. As you can see, he was dressed as Two-Face in this interview. Then we're going to go to left-wingers, Revolutionary Blackout Network, really caused the uproar, I suppose, following Briahna Grayzone's original content. Let's give her due. She gets upset if we don't. So she made some content, and then with Kashama Sawant, and then they commented on that, calling her out, whatever, quote unquote. And then Vanguard responded, and then Vanguard had an interview with Marianne Williamson, and then was a shit show of worst guy. Anyway, then after covering all this nonsense, we briefly take a look at the egg and what he's been up to. Brian Stelter, he was back a couple of weeks ago. I didn't get to talk about him. And then very briefly we play let me get the next thing. Then we go to talk about this book called Elite Capture by, I'm not going to try even to pronounce the author's name. You can all take a look here. It's a very difficult name to pronounce. I'm not going to try. The author is here. We're going to talk about this book. This is Revolution. Had a fantastic take on it, and kind of relates to other stuff on the left as well. Very briefly mention Sublation Media, and very briefly mention my favorite show, Mike and Darren, on Michael Seguru's channel. And then we're gonna also talk about geopolitics. There was quite a heightening of intensity heightened between Iran and Azerbaijan during the last week. There was a terrorist sort of attack, or a personal attack. I don't know how to describe it. There was also hugely tensions between Israel and Palestine increased. There have been two attacks by Palestinians against Israelis, but which came after air attacks by Israelis, and the usual. Also, very briefly mention some updates to do with NATO, Russia fighting each other. Hopefully to end of both of them, but we'll see. So that was everything we're gonna cover today, very briefly.
Very
But
nice.
just before, passing out to you, I just wanted to say that I think we're gonna criticize a lot of people, but it's just we are criticizing them, to be honest, because they're out and about. It really comes down to it's all about the people, and the people suck, and they deserve this. They really do.
Alrighty, I was just gonna say it was so hard not to cut you off 10 times, which just shows what bad habits I've developed over the past 2 years. I wanted to cut you off like 10 times after the first four. I was like, oh yeah.
Hang on.
But
Sorry,
yeah,
I just wanted to
no,
give
that's better like
in the
that.
beginning.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, because
I
before the show,
really had to control
I
myself.
had I gave him a speech about how he should be quiet when I talk.
Yeah, because I mean, the
So do you
first
want
thing
me
that I
to bring
wanted
up
to say,
anybody?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing I wanted to say is that when it comes to that Brendan Schaub beef, I'm not even aware of the timeline. We just like show up with these videos every now and then, but they could have happened like 2 years ago. I don't know.
And because we weren't onto it at all as it happened. So, and all these videos come out like the people discussing it at 7 months ago, 2 months ago. You don't know when it happened.
Yeah.
It happened, okay? It's like a historical fact. You can discuss it
like
anytime.
Sometime in California on the West Coast.
Is it in California? By the way, I don't know.
Yeah, that for sure.
Where
of
are
course.
these people based?
No, that for sure. The California boys.
Because I thought
and
maybe
Joe Rogan left them.
They all moved. Yeah, I thought
no, they can't. They can't afford to do that. No,
whatever.
They're much more dependent on the ecosystem. Joe Rogan could have moved to the bottom of the ocean and continued doing his work. Well, not these guys.
No, but what's the difference? Everything is online now. Even
no, not these guys. These guys seem to be... need much more.
These guys.
I mean, Tiger Belly. I'm sure he needs much more easy access to quick comedians to come on his podcast and all that. You know, Joe Rogan pays for the guests to come and stay in Texas, I believe, at the hotel and everything.
So what you're saying is that the fact that I'm based in Tehran is the main reason why our channel is not growing.
Exactly.
It has nothing to do with laziness, lack of,
that's a whole
informal like education, anything like no.
Yeah,
because I'm based in Tehran. Yeah.
And sure. Brendan Schaub in Texas, he's like, sleep with the wrong girl and get killed. So it's
he's gonna get killed. He's gonna get himself killed. He's gonna get into some kind of an adventure with somebody. It's gonna end like what's that movie? Severance. You haven't seen it, have you? No, I'm sure you have. It's very old. He's gonna get raped basically and potentially eaten. It's not gonna end well for him. No. Yeah, so I think he's safer in California. I'm not even sure he could make it. There are people like from California that I happen to know a lot of people from California. I feel like they couldn't survive like in most places. Like I'm not even sure like in New York and stuff. I feel like I don't know.
It probably works both ways. I feel like I wouldn't be able to survive in California. No, I'm joking. I'm sure you can go find the good parts.
Yeah. I mean, seriousness besides. No, but I feel like we go to some, but people like from places like we come from. Like we were in Dubai. I was in Dubai for 1 year. Oh, you were in Dubai longer, so maybe you have. Have more poison in your body.
I was there for 5 years, 14 to 19.
Okay, so you can adjust, I guess, a bit more than I can.
maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, but I feel like they gonna anyways. But shall I go to their videos basically?
Yeah, and pretty much the cost that I was referring to is that
Oh yeah. What cost?
As you saw,
our videos get
some
exchange
of some exchange of subscribers happened over the Marianne Williamson, whole debate and between the Vanguard and RBN. There was there was just a tunnel of subscriptions that just went one way, of subscribers. Sorry, that just went one way and not the other. A train of subscribers, I should say.
Oh, sorry. I thought you're referring to our stuff. So for them.
I mean, the good thing is our margins are so low that the worst thing is that you lose. I actually checked.
You lost another one.
Yeah, no, we might maybe lose 3 or 4. Like it can't be more than. It's mathematically not possible if you do the average of the number of viewers. But if you
most of your subscribers don't watch.
Exactly.
So you're safe.
But the Vanguard boys always take these hits of like 100 people who pack their bags and go.
I have to say, I mean, I think, to be honest, I have a bad feeling we're gonna lose a few subscribers though, just a few. As is the case,
but I think we're gonna be very fair. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna accentuate all the things that I liked let's say, about the RBN interview
About RBN.
and all the things I don't like about Marianne Williamson. So maybe I'll be able to like hold on to one person from the back of their shirt.
Me out.
Don't go.
Please don't leave us.
I hate her too. I swear. No, I agree. Yes. Yeah. Operator for Democratic Party. Yes.
I'm willing. Look, if nobody's looking, I would punch her. Is that good enough? Please subscribe now. I felt that RBN by the end was going to that. Anyways, we get there. But but I have to say though, I feel like as soon as our videos get demonetized, we are losing money because of the internet money we paid for. Like we should. The infrastructure, the running cost.
Yeah,
but
thankfully it doesn't happen too often. So yeah, this video, I don't know from when it's from, and I don't even know what they're referring to. It's actually the added picture that's edited that makes it funny. So so folks need to try to look at this hilarious Brendan Schaub related video.
Perfect moment to cut off. Can you hear me?
Okay, hello, you're there?
Hello?
You're
back.
All right.
Oh, yeah, you're back.
But you're frozen. Okay, there you go. Now you're fully back.
All right. Can you hear me good?
Yeah, kind of, with a delay. Alrighty, let's play this video. Okay, now you seem to be good.
By the way, there was a lot of terrorist attacks in Iran, so I'm basically reporting from a war zone. Just saying, just saying.
I feel like you wouldn't get the credit.
I heard you said that it's a funny video about Brandon. Is that all you said? Should I play
and then I mean they heard what I said, but I said I don't even know if they're actually referring to Brendan Schaub or what, and it's actually a picture that's edited on top of the video. So yeah, people should try to watch this video if they can, but I'm guessing it's related to Brendan Schaub.
So we are spreading misinformation.
Possibly, or this account, podcast.
I see. So I'm bringing authentic journalism from a war zone. You're bringing misinformation. That's from
LA.
True. That's
B-class misinformation.
D-level celebrities. That's misinformation about. So
self-acclaimed comedians. Oh, I can't hear it. We can't hear it. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, damn. I forgot. This video is better than I thought. Okay. Actually, we definitely need to get the sound. Just seeing the caption there. The story within the story is funny too.
Yeah. So should I reload it or
if you could possibly, I think.
Yeah. Just give it a second because the internet might get a bit shitty when I reload. I have to say Bobby Lee is a genuine.
It hasn't been hard.
Fantastic comedian.
Yeah. The rest, except him, yeah.
You described them aptly. Yeah.
Or maybe the other guy too. I don't know. Yeah.
Serious guy. Okay. Yeah.
Hard being monogamous with him, even though my last relationship was with 2 men. I lived with 2 men. We had a great relationship for several years. We traveled together. It was respectful. It was great.
Sounds good.
I never want to do that again. It was exhausting.
Sounds exhausting.
Yeah.
I also have a friend, I'm not gonna say his name, who's married, has kids and stuff, who whenever he sees her, he obviously gives her fuck eyes.
Yeah.
Like he looks her up and down, right? If she's turned away, he'll look at her ass and all that kind of stuff. And he'll have like a little smile. And I watch him do it. I'm fine with it, bro.
It hasn't been hard being monogamous.
So,
by the way, was she like a professional? By the way, I have a lot of respect for actual sex workers. So was she like a professional escort? Because like she says that it's very hard. Why would it be hard like to be monogamous with anybody? Like if you're in, it's odd to me. Like the topic.
I mean, some people find it hard. I don't know. It is a narrative out there.
Sure. No, I wonder why it was brought up. That's okay. Well, yeah.
I mean, because she was previously in a relationship with 2 guys and all that. I don't find it that hard that this was brought up.
No, it was brought up before she mentioned the fact that she was in a
I
relationship
mean, they're
with
probably
him, which
talking
was
about
so fun.
similar
I loved
bullshit
his
before.
reaction.
The topic
I-
of conversation before
Oh, yeah,
this was not DRC, or I don't know
Probably,
what's happening in Central Africa.
TRC.
No, TRC.
Critical race theory, guys. So let's take a break and talk about monogamy. But yeah, but I love the part where it's like, yeah, that sounds exhausting.
But you know what? Actually, now I think about it, they should have Marianne Williamson on to also spice it up. Like, should be there in the background, also being like, "No, honey,
Oh,
no one's judging you. No, honey, you do you."
Yeah, she will do it. She, by the man, I'm defending her this episode. But I like a crook who is good at her job. Like,
Yeah.
she's good at what she does. She's very good at sort of playing these sort of bourgeois, but not quite bourgeois, wannabe bourgeois people.
Yeah.
Like, she would tell her, like, there's a crystal right here, honey. If
And
you
I mean,
pray
she
to
did
this
that
crystal, she'll
previously, no? Like, she literally did
yeah,
that, no?
Course of Miracles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Course of Miracles. Yeah, you can pray AIDS away. You can, if you pray really hard, you can pray it away. And again, I don't think she thinks she's lying. You know, it's kind of like RBN, I suppose. All of these people, it's a good business, and you get encouraged by society. You get incentivized. You get money for doing that, so you do it. And yeah, she would be great at giving some advice about, I don't know, their family. Would you? Well, I wonder. Would you be okay with a friend, or maybe not like a friend you see every day, but like a friend eyeing your
No.
partner? I suppose. Yeah, that's a bit weird, right? That's not.
Yeah.
Like, I guess with the old uncle, I might be okayer, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if someone you didn't know too well or something, and somewhere like it happened like once or something like that, and then whatever, yeah, or like happened in passing or something.
I meant like in a family,
but then him and I guess Brendan Schaub,
somebody's
they probably
dad,
see each other once a month in these scenarios, so every single time. But then again, Brendan Schaub is so, I don't know, he's so dumb and stuff. He might not be able to like change the behavior.
Exactly. It's like when a dog humps your partner's leg. It's like, oh, it's okay, it's fine. There is nothing sexual about this, really.
Brendan Schaub has like his kid in his arms and he's like,
have fun.
He's just staring and drooling.
I can imagine like a cartoon, his jaw falling off.
His daughter's like pulling his leg, like, Dad, the water. Just give me the water bottle in your hand. He's just like,
good. Just making noises.
Yes.
His eyes, I can imagine they just go blue. Did you watch Mask when you were a kid?
Yeah. That was a great movie.
Yeah, that was so much fun when you were a kid. I'm reminded of the scene when, what's her name? She's extremely attractive.
They never managed to make her hot like that. She never looked like that ever again. That good.
As hot as that.
Cameron Diaz could vary. Like some people, some makeup artists could really bring the best out of her.
She's
so much over.
I don't know. In that Ridley Scott not very good movie, The Consultant, she was very attractive.
I don't know. I haven't seen her.
She kind of very tacky looking, but kind of.
I haven't seen her in a movie in a long time. Actually, I mean, the last movie I think was one of those shitty ones. Like, I think 4 years ago in New York.
She's her retirement at some point. I find her quite. I don't know if she did.
But yeah, in The Masked Man, that was awesome. How old is she? I wonder.
What?
She's 50.
She's 50. Oh wow! I thought she's slightly. Well, I would say, I don't know. I think she got better as she got older.
Perhaps.
I prefer her.
But yeah, The Mask. Oh my God, such a good movie. I mean, as a kid, I love like the first time that he discovers the Mask's superpowers. He does the funniest things, like in the alleyway with those robbers, and then when he goes. Goes to her like where she's singing and dancing, and he goes on stage. Just amazing.
Yeah. Oh, that's the scene where Cameron Diaz comes in and he Yeah, he does that. His jaw falls. He
Yeah.
becomes a wolf, and his jaw. Yeah, that. I
And
love
then the
that. That
donkey
is
comes
so
and
good.
rescues him out of the jail later on with the mask.
Oh yeah. With the man, yeah. That I love one of those.
And
Those dogs. What are they called?
oh yeah, I don't know. They're
They're
such a
not like
cutie.
they're cool tiny dogs.
Yeah.
Their proportions are so right. I like that.
There's such a
about them.
cutie.
But yeah,
And then
she
I
has-
also love in that movie.
she
I
has
also really
retired. She
like
has
the
retired.
cop.
Oh, she has-
Stanley, come here. The guy who's playing the cop,
The
the guy
mask?
who's playing the detective. Yeah, he's such a 90s actor.
Is he the black guy with the
No.
mustache?
The third picture.
Copying. Oh. Him?
Yeah.
Oh, what is this movie? Is that him?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I haven't seen this movie in a long time. I don't remember him.
Oh yeah, no, this is actually a funny scene too. This is where like they're at the park and stuff and they chase him and he gets all the cops to dance with him and all that. The mask.
Oh yeah. Another favorite.
Yeah, here
What is
in this scene, he was chilling at the park and they come and they just empty out his pockets and he has everything and anything in his pockets. And that's like the cop's like dumb partner, the one behind him.
Oh yeah, that's the stupid. I kind of remember that guy, maybe from this scene. You just mentioned it now. But by the way, Mask was one of the real. It's based on the comics, and the comics are extremely dark, like really
really?
dark.
Interesting.
He kills people, rapes people, like
What?
really
Stop
dark
it.
shit, yeah. No, seriously, it's very dark. He's mask. It's a mask of Loki. Like he's supposed to be god of mischief and shit.
I guess that's why it is. Even in the movies and cartoons, though, at the very least, he's kind of a neutral person. He's not like doing good or bad. He's just
Yeah, exactly. It's just chaos. But in movies and cartoon,
Yeah.
I think they. I think
I
in
still watch his
cartoon he's more
cartoons a
evil
lot
than
too.
Yeah, in cartoon he was more evil than the film. I think he did more shenanigans,
Yeah.
but that might have been just.
Oh, and
But
then the
anyways,
bad guy
that's-
down there, lol. The bad guy was like, was actually Cameron Diaz.
Oh, the bad guy.
Yeah.
This guy Peter Green, he's always plays bad guys and like guys with like who are.
Yeah.
He always looks a bit sickly. I have to say. I don't know if that's
Hard
a
to look.
thing, but yeah, he's very
But
good. Like he was in what's it called? I think he was in Usual Suspect. Yeah, that type of thing.
But also I was gonna say,
yeah, and
so I
then
don't
we
know
had
that
this
other
video.
clip. Yeah, I don't. So this is just I called it like before when they were friends. But I mean, if we have technical difficulties, we can skip it. But it's just a joke in the first 5 seconds. Is
Amazing. I find the ending really good, but let's play it.
yeah. Let's see.
Don't laugh, Brandon.
I'm not laughing.
Why'd you laugh?
It's just
That's fucking rude.
It's such a curveball.
I know. Can I just say something? I'm gonna say it again, and if you smile, I'm gonna
sorry,
leave.
we missed
Okay,
it.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Mr. Big
But
Guy.
No,
hold
I'm being
on.
real. If you smile,
not-
I'm gonna
All right,
fucking leave.
hold
Because
on.
That really fucking
All
broke
right,
me.
No.
All right, hold on.
All right, so
Give me a
I swear to
second.
fucking God, dude.
I know.
Give me
I
a
will
second.
leave, Chin Chin.
All right, hold on.
You can't make a joke and
That's right. That's his name.
All right, but
that's not his name.
Yeah.
What's your name again? Chin Chin.
All right, give me a second. Don't.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
All right.
I just wasn't ready for that.
I understand. I'm gonna say it again, and if you smile, I'm gonna leave.
Well, don't. All right, hold on.
We can't threaten a smile.
All right, just hold on. No, because then you're gonna laugh. Don't laugh. Seriously.
Don't laugh. Get serious, B. He's opening up here.
When I was, you ready? Don't cover your mouth though either.
Hey.
You can't cover your mouth.
God.
I'm vulnerable
I
about
know,
it, and I'm
man.
expressing
I'm trying to
a
be
truth
cool.
to you.
Hey, dude. You
And-
gotta get serious.
And if you cover your mouth, I just feel like you're laughing.
Nope. Let's do it.
All right.
This is,
So when I was 9, I was brutally molested by a guy.
You can't say brutally.
What?
Because that's a curveball.
Why is that?
Because don't say brutally. And look at Chin now. Don't.
It's not a curveball.
Don't say brutally.
He didn't
Yeah.
add some
All right, don't add.
adjectives.
Let it play over so we see the beginning.
So when I was 9 years old, every day for summer, when I was in when I was 9, I got molested by a guy with Down syndrome.
Don't laugh, Brandon.
I'm not laughing.
Why'd you laugh?
It's just
That's fucking rude.
It's such a curveball.
I know. Can I just say something? I'm gonna say it again, and if you smile, I'm gonna leave.
Okay,
Yeah.
I love the everyday
So
for
that's how
summer.
it started.
That
Yeah. So he starts off by saying
Everyday
that
for
when he was 9, he got molested by someone with Down syndrome. Then he
By
says he got brutally molested. Then he says every single.
everyday for summer. By the way, so now do you get like you gave me so much shit for saying basically lies on our show. That's what's like that's you
What do you
when we
mean?
do that in jokes. I don't think it was
Oh,
you
but
like
they-
you like yeah I went
I
out
just
with
don't pick
so-
up on the
I
joke
oh
part as
somebody did
much.
that.
I know
That's
that you
my
much more
problem, I guess.
explicitly go for that. I forget about it sometimes.
No, I guess that's really my fault. It's really so basically you're saying the joke is not working.
No, no,
You're just-
I'm just saying.
That's okay. No,
Sometimes I
you're-
forget we're
no,
here
you're
to
right,
make
you're right.
jokes. I'm here to build movements.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, yeah. I forgot. Yeah, yeah, guys. Anybody me on YouTube talking about politics, probably building a movement.
On my shoulders.
Let me help. But
But yeah.
oh man.
By
the way, my great uncle who his anniversary of death. Do they say that? It's an anniversary of death. His anniversary of death is coming up. He had Down syndrome. He lived with us for a long time, and it's fine. You can have jokes about that. He was completely okay with it as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and
anyways, I also
I
read
know.
this story. Did you hear about? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Oh yeah,
kind.
this. Yeah. I read the text that you sent.
Did you read this story? It was that's the I did send you the specific text, so you do read this. So Mark Hamill, apparently one of my favorite actors of all time. I love him because he's the voice of Joker and he's so good. And he got into shit apparently for liking a tweet by J.K. Rowling. Because the story is just so funny. Just listen to this, people. The prominent Star Wars. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, the prominent Star Wars actor was recently. By the way, who are these people? People whose job it is to go discover who liked what. Who discover authors reply to an earlier post made by ITV's first broadcaster, India Willoughby. Quote from India Willoughby: "I am more of a woman than J.K. Rowling will ever be." End quote. The Loose Women host wrote, to which Rowling responded, citation needed. Which is a very good comeback, I feel. And apparently Hamill liked that too. And now he got a shit for this, and he said he said apparently Twitter is not a place for nuance, and people don't look at this guy like people have point, and it's crazy basically.
Man,
anyway,
liking stuff doesn't. My point is maybe a bit to the side, which is people just, I guess I just like stuff like whatever. Like half the time I'm not even reading this so closely. So some people are really reading into it a bit too much. His response a bit different. So he seemed like he read it and he found it to be funny, which, her comment was citation needed. It was funny. But I just sometimes press like, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I watch something on Instagram and then I don't press like, and 2 videos after I'm like, I feel bad for this person. I just watched this content. Let me go back and give them their like. Then I feel great about how good of a person I am. Just spreading the wealth and love and everything all around communities online. And
just shouldering movements, right, left, center, whatever. I'll do it. I'll shoulder you. You have a movement, I'll carry it. Sure. But
what's your take?
I have to say, you are on the extreme, I have to say, because since I've come to know your liking habit through our channel, it's ridiculous. It's like, no, he used the correct grammar, so I thought it's worth it. Like, I know he called you a piece of shit and disrespected your whole family, but the grammar use was good. You gotta give. So your liking for really
Fair enough,
ridiculous
eh?
stuff. Yes. No, I know this was an essay about how you as a person are worthless, but look at the structure. It was the
You have to
literature
give credit where
really
credit is due.
impressed.
Like the person said, there's no space for nuance, okay, on social media, unfortunately.
This is not yours is crazy, but I agree with you that not every like is an endorsement of
Stamp of
everybody's
approval.
belief
I mean,
system.
a retweet on Twitter, okay, there's a bit more to it. They usually ask you again. I think you can unread. I don't know. If you retweet with a comment, then okay,
If you plagiarize a tweet, you word for word plagiarize it. What about that? He said it. I was just trying to,
This is just plagiarism. I'm not endorsing.
You can find me, but you can't cancel. Find me, but don't cancel. But anyways, I mean, that's the thing, man. I think most people like Joe Rogan, or personally, most people who have a problem with this trans politics and stuff is these type of shit, like, it's not the fact that I'm sure some people want to change genders and they go ahead, do it. It's their choice, whatever.
Well, change sex. I mean,
when
once you told me
the whole change sex.
You told me that gender and sex, people mean the same thing by it. And even if I accept that, I just feel like then the word gender is just useless almost.
Because you studied social sciences, your brain fucking all these
but
people
it is
online,
a sex change.
Your brain
you and I, if we want to talk about it is a sex change, right? Like it's like they go and change sexual organs.
Gender, I mean, it depends on who you read. I remember in sociology reading somebody who used it in a completely opposite, but I think, and somebody probably can correct me, usually gender is more
behavior
in social sciences about gender roles. It's short for gender roles.
Exactly, very well
right
put.
But sex is referring to having the
male or female
genetic makeup of male or female. That's the thing. And there is 1% to 2% who are intersex, who have.
I knew you were gonna say that. You love bringing that up.
No, because you have to clarify.
I know.
You have to clarify.
So here you have to clarify.
Because otherwise they say, "Oh, you're such an idiot. You don't know about But no, but people might want to change their sex and go ahead, do it. It's just don't ask the whole world to accept your view of biology.
Yeah, not to accept. Yeah, and
all.
you can ask for someone to call you some way, and they probably will. Why not? But you can't impose or make it illegal.
You can impose a legal. Yeah, that's the thing. The legal aspect is very
which is maybe not even that common. I mean, honestly, the only time I'm exposed to this topic is through content that we watch for our video. I mean,
exactly.
It's not stuff that comes up in other situations. I'm never at the grocery store and this comes up, or
I mean, that's
other people I know, friends.
Chapo guys mentioned that, or who mentioned that it's so all these motherfuckers who are on about sexualization of children don't seem to mind at all charter schools run by Christians, run by Muslims, run by Jews, run by people who have a track record that is worse than the devil himself. And you're you kind of start thinking, they have they don't really care about freedom of speech or anything like that. They just don't like these people because they dress differently,
And it's such a small topic. I mean, if I was going to list all the political and social, rank all the political and social issues out there in the world, this would be at the bottom.
No, I do think education
near the bottom.
Sexualization of children is extremely important.
Yeah, that's different.
But if you're gonna But yeah, exactly. But no, but that's like a part, that tiny bit is a part of a larger thing that we can focus on. But we should start by not allowing religious people to run in schools. That's like the first fucking step. Then we can get to like 1% people who I disagree with, or who some people disagree with, whatever.
That guest that Brie had that one time on Bad Faith.
She was off. Yeah, she was off.
Maybe we should prioritize her. Okay, she's top of the list. Never mind.
Yeah, she's top of the list. Forget about Biden, Trump, Democrat. No, she needs to be taken out.
Alrighty, Sam. So let's move on, as you put it, to the right-winger part of today's show. However, I must say it's like online right-winger folks, to be a bit more precise. But I guess although
they're left-wing.
Yeah, I mean, although they're becoming, Ben Shapiro, I guess, is so big that even non-online older people in the Republican and right-wing circles probably know him.
Man, I feel like...
And Daily Wire is his, right?
I think so, or he's an investor. But I think in a post-Trump world and all that, we are post sort of online, offline. I think the dichotomy, it was ridiculous from the beginning, but it's now just really ridiculous. There is no...
But I mean...
My grandma, 85 years old, is on Facebook 24/7. Which, like,
yeah, but I mean, still...
And she finds the same old people who... I know what you mean. They made their name online.
No. Yeah, no. I also mean maybe they still consume more
I just don't like
TV stuff than, online stuff. But you're right. The gap is closing.
I hate it because I just generally hate when they differentiate between mediums like cinema, TV, and all that. And cinema is good and radio is blah.
But it's not about good and bad in that sense.
And then I mean, really hate
different people take part in them and things like this. So there are some differences. Like, some people are more known on the radio.
There's format differences.
No, but some people, like, or like some actors are TV show actors. Some do or more movies, so you might know them. But that was a bad one to bring. But my point was, like, Briahna didn't become famous because you misunderstood me from the get-go. So I mean, I don't know. I can't allow you to continue.
I didn't.
So I'm saying, like, some people became famous on TV, and some people consume more TV, so they just know those circle of people more. But the gap is closing.
I know. I'm just saying, when you say right-wing politics, all of them swim in all these waters at some point, and everybody consumes everything online now, whether it's TV, movie, or stuff, and it's just a way of consumption.
But you see different things. And I don't think everybody fully is one or the other. I think in some age groups and some stuff, some people do watch some things more only on TV and don't. I know they're on Instagram and all this for sure.
But you agree? So nobody's one or the other. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Less and less for sure. So much less and less. Yeah. Less and less and less and less. Yeah. Now most people almost consume everything, all of them on the same. That is totally right, most people, but a lot, I think some still see some stuff in some areas more and know those areas more. Like, I mean,
so I'm just saying, for the sake of accuracy, it's better to not do these useless.
I would disagree with that.
Categories like online, offline.
No, I would disagree with that a little bit, though, if it's for sake of accuracy. Because they still have some differences. I think
sometimes
now, what those differences are, and what are those consequences of those differences, that's a different story.
Sure. But I love, we were supposed to Crowder and Shapiro, we got to philosophical debates about sorry, it was my fault.
No.
So I'm gonna save, I had a whole bit joke. Anyway, I'll pass that. Crowder versus Shapiro. And did you hear about that? Can you summarize it a little for the people?
Yes. So first of all, I'm a bit ignorant in one thing. Like, Steven Crowder, I always hear him, but like, yeah, he's a right winger, just like Ben Shapiro online kind of guy, right? Like, because I don't actually truly really know. Okay, all right. let's
I
say
would
he's
say
that.
he's kind of RB.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
save that for later. He's
Ah.
very bad. He goes and he does his sketches in which he goes mockumentary style. You can watch them on YouTube.
Okay,
It's
okay. I've
disgusting.
probably
He
seen
tries
that.
to with Mexican workers, labor workers,
Yeah.
immigrant workers in
I
America,
see.
tells them to go home, that type of shit. And he's famously, I mean, everybody thinks so. I completely agree. He's he probably is a closeted gay man because he constantly loves to dress in drag and does like these characters, and then he's like, oh, but very anti. Sorry, he's
Yeah.
and he was famously he was a virgin before he got married.
That's
that
hilarious.
You know, that type of.
Love it,
Yeah.
love it. So apparently what's happened here is that Ben Shapiro's outlet, The Wire, had offered Steven Crowder 50 million for like a 5-year contract. But in the contract, it stipulated that if Steven Crowder gets banned on YouTube or other kind of social media platforms, they could factor that in and give him less money because I guess it would harm the revenue generation of the whole
No,
thing.
it wouldn't earn them. That's the guy
Yeah.
explains it in a video.
Yeah, it wouldn't earn them.
It wouldn't earn them video, so he wouldn't get any money.
Yeah.
It's
So-
not that complicated.
Yeah, exactly.
Really basic business.
And then, so Steven Crowder is like, oh, you know, you guys claim that you're here for a cause or blah, 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 or at least maybe that's Glenn's framing of it. But he's saying, you know, you guys, how can you guys penalize me and all this? And then, so, you know, he kind of used that to show that, you know, he's a real right-winger fighting for the cause and that Daily Wire and Ben Shapiro are out there to make money, I guess. Something like that. I mean, maybe you can add...
Not that it was needed,
Yeah.
but now we know for sure that Crowder, as well as Daily, whatever, are in it for the money. Not that it was needed, that you need to hard evidence, but now you
Well,
have to
Crowder
hard
would
evidence.
say that, no, I'm not, because... And that's
Oh,
why I
no,
left the
he's-
50
yes,
million on the table.
Yes, sure. That's. I mean, do you agree with Felix from Chapo Trap House suggested that he probably saw what money is being made in independent markets?
Yeah, he probably thought
And
I
he
can,
thought, why
I
should
can
I
make
get the
more.
commission?
Yeah,
No, I think that's the
yeah.
that's the reason.
It's
not-
like, what is Daily
No,
Wire
but
bringing to the table? He probably
yeah,
thought,
exactly. I
at
don't
this money,
understand,
no,
but
nothing.
yeah.
He probably thought if they made it 100 million or something, maybe, you know, that's why Joe Rogan, I guess,
Yeah.
but if I had to just go so crazy, like, okay, half of America, we'll give it to you. Okay, fine. And then
No,
he
no,
said,
it's kind of, I don't understand, like, that's the thing. They're buying already existing created customer base. So why,
Yeah.
what was Crowder's
that's why you have to offer
incentive of
so much
joining them?
money. Yeah, right. You have to just, I guess, offer stupid
You
money.
give them- yeah,
More
exactly.
than, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, why would you do
'Cause
that?
I'm
Then it's not
guessing
worth
they,
it.
I mean, the thing, the only, I mean,
They
we have
provide
to look
some
at the contract in
guarantees
details.
sometimes, but
Yeah, if they give, to be fair, if they say we give you 20% of merchandising and all that shit, I wouldn't mind signing. You know what I mean? Like in
Yeah.
terms of just they get take care of bureaucracy and all of that.
yeah, exactly. No, they have an infrastructure, of course. So they all,
So-
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
So it just comes down to how much are you offering, right? You can maybe give parts of percentages of other things on your podcast.
Yeah, maybe
network
they,
to them, you know?
who knows the
Now
details.
that I think I can get these two parties together. They should have been in the room. They've been like, listen, I see we have some differences, but Ben Shapiro,
no.
how about this? You give 5% of your Miami home also to Steven Crowder. Wait, listen.
No, but
listen.
for what Crowder wanted to do, he needed this. He needed this. He needed to make a scene,
Mhm.
to make a break, to tell the indie audience
Yeah.
that I'm not like them.
Yeah.
I'll, I don't give a shit type thing.
Yeah.
You know? So that's my assumption. That's my assumption. But we also had this. Oh, gee. Did you?
Yeah, so
last time he
I
was
knew the
dressed as
story though. Oh
Penguin,
my God, I didn't realize.
showing up. Yeah, last time he was dressed as Penguin, the Batman villain. This time as Two-Face. Next time, I'm guessing he's showing up as Joker or something. He would be great as there is a Batman villain, Doctor Strange. He's not Doctor Strange. God damn it, I forgot. Whatever, Doctor. Very much suits him. It's just, man, it works. Like like this is, I mean, both sides, they disgust me. So the clinical psychology, whatever board, they played basically into his hand, or they wanted the attention too. And now he's going around doing his, pity party all over the world, and Joe Rogan, which I think was on to him last time, is back into, so they try to censor. That's why we are having this talk. And as soon as you put censored or something, people think it's really good or important or secret. And you're playing into these people's hands. Like, geez, like really. And I mean, to be honest, I do think he should have his license revoked, but because of his weird like belief systems increase, like if he gonna have his license, a lot of people, a lot of people need to have their licenses revoked. Basically, what I'm saying, like it's a systematic problem if we're gonna address it. It's not just about this individual.
100%.
So I think it's clearly somewhat kind of like semi-witch hunt, but he benefits from the witch hunt. Because the witch these days, they don't live in a village. They can move to the different village and tell the village, that village, they wanted to hunt me. So
definitely.
Geez. But yeah, I'm very, But man,
this video was so disappointing too. Like in 9 minutes, he was like, I just wanted him to share at least some of the examples, because he kept on saying, "Oh Joe, I'm gonna tell you how it's because of you. Oh Joe, I'm gonna tell you like the ridiculous things they've come after me for. Oh Joe, listen, none of them come from my patients. They just come from online people." And then the 9 minutes are over, and he barely shares. Huh?
How does he know that none of them? Anyway, I
don't know. I don't know the case well enough. Maybe there's a way of knowing. Maybe they told them.
The best part was, I hope, I mean, I kind of wish, we need to get better technology for next season.
I can do it from here. Maybe that'll be better.
Oh, no. I didn't want to play the video. Oh, yeah. Next time we do that. Next time you open. I meant like going back and forth. The Vanguard boys and RBN do that they go a screen. And yeah, because the best part was when he was doing his movie bit, his Clint Eastwood bit, I guess, for Joe Rogan, that they came up to me and they said, people have, they're gonna review my license and they're gonna give me instructions on social media communication. And I went and I said to them, and he looks, I don't know what this weird thing, he looks like for 1 second or 10 seconds like away. And then he's like, and then I told them, on what basis? On what basis do you do this? Who are you? Is there a literature to prove social media communication as a discipline? You're like, motherfucker, there is quite a significant scholarly literature proving psychiatry as a discipline is a joke. So calm the fuck down. Like, it's just thinks he lives in a fucking movie. It's like, man, you're like a 60-year-old weakling. If somebody blows very hard, you're gonna go. So
man, he believes in his own narrative and story so hard, man. He's just so.
But what, baby? He was doing this clean. Oh, my face is so like, oh, I'm angry. Like, and it's like, calm down. You're telling this to Joe Rogan. Like,
in his cave in Texas.
Yeah, it's like, you're a Canadian in a different country right now, so I'm not that worried about you. Chill out. Oh, my license. It is a witch hunt though, but just the reaction as well.
It's too funny.
It's like, I hate all these people. Except Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is a cool guy who just gets carried away sometimes. All right.
But yeah.
So,
do you want to stop for a second, or
anything to add?
To these, no. This Peterson story was boring.
Okay, before we take a break.
Oh,
do you see this?
What is that? Ghormeh sabzi?
Yes. Wow, well done, Ghormeh sabzi. Yeah, I wanted to make you and possibly Ardi our one other Persian viewer
and you have like
jealous.
an authentic lemon kind of thing there, right? Like that.
Yeah, that's the part but I want.
But you don't pierce through that, or you don't eat that, right?
That's what I want to discuss, and you really disappointed me again, as always. I have to say, my sister is one of these sissies like you that only they like it's always pierced. So when you cook the stew, it's, by the way, korma sabzi is considered like second Iranian national dish, but so it's the lime juice sort of goes through the thing. But I eat the skin, but yes, sissies don't eat it. So that's
So as usual, you
I
misunderstood and you used the comment just to go on your own offensive rants, as per usual.
did
So I
I?
was asking a question. It was like, are you supposed to eat that, or is that part of it or not? But I guess you already
No,
had a
because you
set
said
framework and mindset ready to go with, which is not surprising.
you play. Yeah, it's true. But you did say you did frame your question. You don't eat that, do
You're
you?
not
So
supposed
I
to eat
thought
that.
you're
Yeah,
like,
because yeah, exactly. I did say
you're
you're not
supposed to eat
supposed to
that.
eat that, right? And because I thought that I meant, is that like the general, like, consensus around it, or not? Because my experience
is,
with
I
that
think.
is not much. Because, for instance, like when we lived in Canada and my mom would make it for me there, I don't think she would buy that or put that in it, because she would buy like the whole misabzi
Really?
part of it from like
I mean, it's hard.
a
It was
canned
hard.
stuff. So I didn't always have it.
It was harder
Yeah.
to find before. That's true. But that's my favorite part of korma sabzi and qeime, to be honest, more than even the meat, kind of. So but no, I don't. There is no general consensus. Some people don't even. Yeah, they
I
throw
would
it out.
say, or
So
I would
some
imagine the
people
general
only eat the inside.
consensus leans towards not eating it too much, or just nibbling on parts of it, I guess.
Yeah, I would think so. I would think ladies, especially in Iran, ladies tend to be more picky eaters. Like
So you're
ladies tend to,
sexist
and
as
it's
well, huh?
no, I am, I guess. But I swear to God,
You're
it's
really
really
exposing
fascinating.
yourself today.
I am. I'm sexist, racist. I'm imperialist. Fucking hell. Oh my God. No, seriously though, we did major when I was in a consulting firm. We did studies for these like butchery franchises, and that's what I came across. The studies was fascinating that ladies tend to buy veal in Iran. In Iran, it's different from Europe, the way meat is produced. So veal in Iran doesn't look like veal in Europe. It's not as cruelly raised, let's say. But men tend to prefer lamb, young sheeps. Women tend to prefer veal. Like it was quite a difference.
Yeah, no, of course
like
there are
purchase
these things are
because
very
of the
common.
smell.
Yeah, and I mean, food brands are
Yeah,
often
because I mean, the
targeting
research
different.
indicated because of
Yeah,
this.
no,
Yeah,
no. I don't disagree
so
with that. Yeah.
So
There's plenty of
generally
them.
they tend to, and in my experience, yeah, they tend to eat less of the ladies tend to eat the limu amani, basically.
That's the
as
name.
it's
Wow,
called,
Limu
much
Amani.
less.
What a name. It sounds
The
like
best.
a lawyer's, like, I don't know, branch or something.
Yeah, I know, right? It's a family name. Amani is a family name in Iran. It's like
That's why people don't eat it. They're
George.
probably like scared.
Like successful Iranian abroad. It's very good, you know. His parents sent him. He became a doctor. Very successful doctor.
Yeah.
Heart and stomach. Limo amani. It's amazing. By the way, does any other people except Iranians do this? That like we eat the lemon, like we cook the lemon and eat it. Like I don't think that's done. It's lime. Basically, it's lime. They dry it, then they cook it.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna say, like,
I've never seen lime
Mexicans, Mexicans also have, like,
Oh, I
a
wonder.
very close
Lime?
relationship with lemons and limes and
lime.
all this. They're used in many ways. So I don't know if it reaches
That
the
was
eating
boring.
part. It's incorporated
Are
in
you?
everything and anything, and sometimes to very interesting results. Surprising. You're like, okay, never thought. Okay, works well.
That sounds fantastic. I really want to try something like that now. That sounds fascinating. I love, like, yeah, that's my favorite fruit, citrus, all of them. I love them. But yeah, lime is the best, man. I feel like Iranians, Italians, and as you say, apparently Mexicans, they seem to have a slightly unhealthy relationship, sort of like You don't, you wonder, do you like Southern Iranians where lime is, there's a lot of lime. You wonder if they fuck it or not. It's a question. It's a question that goes through our head. But I hope you are jealous. That's all I hope.
No, I love Orma sabzi is my favorite. I mean, I eat the vegan version, but it's my favorite Iranian dish since I went vegan.
If you don't,
because I stopped eating kebab. Before, I guess it was kebab.
There is no vegan. Yeah, makes. I mean, I would say fried tomatoes, just fried on coal tomatoes, are quite good with rice. Just
for sure. Yeah, I do eat that. Yeah, but Orma sabzi has a very like unique kind, like Orma, like other foods that I eat, they always all taste the same because like I cook them and they just end up being something salty, spicy, like no matter what it is. But Orma sabzi is like has a nice
can you cook
different taste. But if I buy the canned, they sell like here from Yekoyek has canned sabzi already fried, so that I can do. But if not, like I don't even know if you could find like the 7 green things that you would need and chop them and cook them.
You already buy them prepared, but it's one stage before the canned. It's one stage before the canned thing that you just fry it on your those are ones fried, I suppose, or ones cooked.
I mean, nobody would use it in Iran, I guess, at like a family or something, but maybe a young single man, or mix it maybe with the other one. I don't know.
No, they use quite a lot because it's young people use a lot because of work. They cook the rice at home, but buy one of these and
and they even sell with the meat and the beans, I think. But
oh wow,
I think Yekoyek have some access to some Yekoyek products here. I know they do, but sometimes I just put my own beans, I guess, and cook them a bit more.
Yekoyek is a fantastic brand. We should get a sponsor. They wouldn't sponsor us, would they? We're too controversial.
The higher ups wouldn't let it happen.
I wanted to promote Iranian brands.
Alrighty, Sam. So let's move on to the left. And I mean, with these 4 people on the screen, the only thing that comes to your mind is the left. Only the left can bring on 4 people. Plus us 2 on this side together. I mean,
we are a different kind of creature. We are definitely not good, but.
No, Glenn says, it's unclear anymore. Left and right boundaries have been, disrupted. No, here's the left. Clear as day. There's no mistaking this for anything. That guy on top is not a right-winger. Let me guarantee you. Anything.
You see that shawl and beard? And that glasses? Yeah. I know.
That guy doesn't agree with Ben Shapiro. That guy, Elon Musk, is not his hero. No.
Jordan Peterson, if he saw this, he would just go, chaos! 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 Just run away. Forces of chaos! But man, I put this on because it's become a bit of a spiraling drama, because there was 2 dramas. There was original drama was here. Briahna Grayzone brings up Marianne Williamson to Kashama Sawant and says that she said that she would do a dirty break.
Which means, this is the first time I'm hearing about this, by the way, like last week. That means she'll leave the Democrats, or what does it refer to exactly?
No, she leaves. No. It refers to what Trump kind of suggested he might do. It means that if they lose the primary, but because of cheating or unscrupulous behavior, scrupulous behavior, then they would run as an independent candidate.
Gotcha.
So even if they lose like what Bernie frankly should have done in 2016, but then again, it was very like who could have, it was hard to see then, but it was probably the right decision. Basically, even if you lose the primary, you will still go independent, So that's Dirty Break.
I see. That sounds good.
Or by the way, the debate is Kashama Sawant is disagreeing with Briahna Grayzone that's even a possibility. She says that is very I don't see it happening basically, and Briahna Grayzone says it's possible. So, and I agree with Kashama Sawant.
Yeah, Briahna. Delusional optimism. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's possible. Sure, theoretically, yeah.
Theoretically, it's possible that we get to the, we find new oil reserves. Why not? Yeah, it's possible.
Okay, I mean that the likelihoods are very high.
Oh, that really? I thought it's finishing. I don't know. Anyways, I don't know. Then I don't know what was the other people's presence for. Shahid Buttar was there to shit on the
DSA.
Then. DSA. I think that was what I wouldn't trust that guy as far as I can throw him, but whatever. And then the other lady was also there, and she also talked about reality, and she was like, yeah, if the Democrats are bad, left should think about other options, but Democrats should really treat us nicely, otherwise they're going to lose. It's like, okay, thank you. 2000s called, and they want your, talking points back. What do you want me? Like, who are you talking? Who do you think watches Briahna Grayzone's bad faith? Anyway, it was interesting. But yeah, it was one of the more milk toast interviews, whatever. But it was whatever. But it was original content that she produces, Cameron. And I'll get back to this comment.
Original content.
But then, in my view, and Cameron might disagree with this, in my view, in a completely uncharitable and ridiculous, frankly, video, RBN.
No, I 100% agree with you.
Oh, do you do? Okay,
no, hold on. Okay, I mean, we'll talk about it.
I'm just going to I'm trying to go to an RBN video.
There we go.
Here. In this video, I believe bad faith pushes Kashama Sawant to accept NATO left member Marianne Williamson. I mean, these people, first of all, need to learn words have meanings, and they should use language kind of like in a proper way. NATO left member Marianne, look, when you start calling everybody a NATO member, then the word loses its meaning, when you it's just ridiculous. Like, I mean, it's beyond ridiculous. But anyway, in this their tone is, I'm not a big fan of their tone, but I don't care about that too much. It's just what they say, the content of what they say, which is they call her a liar. They say she lied about the fact that Marianne Williamson said that she would break from the Democratic Party, referring to this interview with Vanguard. Where is this in the interview they did with Vanguard, in which, as you recall, my boys, the good boys at Vanguard, they put on their best clothes, had it all ironed and everything. They were very polite to this lady, and she didn't outright say it. Yes, RBN is right. They didn't, but she very much suggested it. It was very much suggested. So I think she could be held accountable.
Yeah.
So that was the first part of the drama. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. I was going to give.
Yeah, the RBN guys, like, I think their own Sabi Sab said at the end of that 30-minute video where it's over, right? She's like,
that's second part. Let's okay, fine. Wait. Okay. Then, due to their criticisms of all that, they bring on Marianne Williamson to discuss with her the same things, basically. That would she, if she runs, what does she think about Bernie Sanders? And at the very end, they talk about foreign policy, which leads to, and they call in her face, they almost insult her. At the very end, it's not clear. RBN and Vanguard is then critical of them. But yeah, that's what happens at the end of that video. And yeah, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, no, for sure. So I mean, she did a 30-minute interview with only Sabi Sabs, and what's the other guy's name who did the interview with her? With Marianne
Niche
Williamson?
guy, the guy with the weird, the guy
Yeah,
with the
the guy
goat like
with
beard.
a goatee. Yeah, right. A long one. So it was only the three of them. It was a 30-minute video. And I mean, at first it starts off, I mean, I think it was for the first 20, 25 minutes, Marianne Williamson just pretty much stated her things, which I disagree with a
Yeah,
lot,
it was actually as an interview good.
Yeah, because how much credit she gives to the Democrats and how she believes in them. At one point, she literally says, "Oh, but you guys are so young, you don't remember when the Democrats were good and this and all that." So, I mean, so many things that I 100% fully, completely disagree with her and agree pretty much with RBN were saying. But then suddenly this Israel-Palestine thing comes and things start getting heated up a little bit because the RBN guy says, I speak to Palestinian friends and they say that the two-state solution is the only way. And she's like,
Man,
well, I
the
have
guy-
Palestinian friends too. And then suddenly, so there it's already saying bad, but then suddenly the other two RBN guys just appear because like apparently it was soon time for them to do their show, but they can see that this isn't over. And they get there and like one of them is like dancing around and all this. And it did look like they were literally ambushing her. Although before that, I would agree that when she tells the RBN guy, Nick, or their name is that, "Oh, you're mansplaining to me." I don't know what the hell she was on about. He was maybe interrupting her
wrong.
and all that and disagreeing. But he wasn't mansplaining.
I don't know. Maybe. Okay, that's bullshit.
But it wasn't mansplaining. That was
bullshit.
But I don't know why they did that at the end. And they keep on getting mad at her. And Sabi Sabs was telling them that like you can disagree with her positions, but why would you be mad that she doesn't have the same positions as you? Like, fine.
She wasn't just mad, man. The Rome guy started asking her a question, and then she said, "I have to go" and stuff. And he said, "Oh, I know
you don't have time for
us, but we don't have time for proletariat and all that." And I would agree with you. Yeah, that's I completely surprisingly I agree with my what you call like one-sided adopted boys. Vanguard boys who I mean they're wrong on their politics completely when they talk about Marianne Williamson, but they're right about RBN. When at the end Nick is telling them, "I had all the sound bites I needed," and then you go watch their streams, which I sent to they're as bad as I think they're as bad, in my view, as bad as Ben Shapiro's of the world, and I put that lower than anything. They're disgusting, man. They in an interview they take one tone in front of the person, so they get a soundbite. So then they do a stream, they play that soundbite, and then call her every name in the book bullshit. Like she's we talked about her. She used to be Course of Miracle. I think she's a very bourgeois sort of Bible type, not but more like a spirituality cell type, that type of thing. I don't think she's a hope for change or anything like that. But at the same time, they and then she, for example, on the stream, I remember Nick played the bit about the Palestinian thing and said, "Oh, anybody who still believes in Palestinian two-state thing is the Jim Clyburn of Palestine." Jim Clyburn being the black guy in Senate or Congress that supports Joe Biden and won him, they say, South Carolina. I'm sorry, motherfucker. I've seen way more than Palestinians than you have. I've interacted with Palestinian, like you don't know shit. So like she's right, man. You can't in an argument, you can't bring up the Palestinians I talk to. They tell me, well, the Palestinians I talk to, they tell me that. This is what left does all the time. But what by left I mean these low-level piece of shit.
No, but I'm so surprised they got so mad at the Israel-Palestine thing.
What people? Go fuck. Most Palestinians still want a Palestinian state, by the way, just to be fucking clear. Go read the data. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but it was
even
really
Hamas
weird.
Is still.
It was really weird because at one point he also says like, how can speak to Palestinians and they say that they can't trust the Zionists, blah, 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 to actually do a two-state solution. But I'm like, I mean, you can't trust them to do anything, I guess. Why, like, I mean, two-state, one state. Why would you trust them in a different
It's about fucking
scenario.
trust
Yeah,
you
and
idiots.
but dude,
Just, yeah.
I mean, they
They're-
really use
talk to
the
two Palestinian idiot activists from like left, and they think they know.
And what she
Palestine.
said about that, just boycott from the settlements. I mean, that is what BDS actually is. BDS is actually about
Is
boycotting
mostly about that.
products from settlements. And then, would they speak to Norman Finkelstein like that? Someone who completely
Yeah.
disagrees
Yeah,
with
exactly. Go talk to Norman
what
Finkelstein,
BDS.
probably the most significant scholar about
Yeah.
Israel and Palestine. It's just these people are. And by the way,
But I guess it
dumbass,
gets you subscribers.
BDS is the same strategy as sanctions, you dumbasses. It doesn't change anything. It has no effects whatsoever. Nothing. It's just a strategy to make you feel good. For I'm a good person. I don't participate in imperialism. That's all it is about.
Fair enough. You made me.
Children.
You put it
No,
very
but
bluntly.
I really, man, they are really bad. Like they genuinely strike me. Like especially, man, the Rome guy. I sent you this.
The mental health video.
He's fucking mental health hour with Rome, and you wonder why people go to Jordan Peterson. He's actually read his books. He's passed his exam, and he's giving this motherfucker is giving mental health to. Yeah, I'm angry, and I'm gonna shout until I die. Go ahead, man, shout until whatever. It's just these people are, they are the people in the streets that I don't have a leg, money. They're disgusted. Oh my god. Oh, and by the way, that's why I'm gonna go to people suck thing. They're increasing their subscribers and all that. So it's
the comment section, like I mean, I've
it's
never seen a comment mention that is so supportive. It's truly incredible.
Yeah, look at this pity party, man. All of it supportive. This pity, but he did this video as a sort of a backup, by the way, in case if there is a backlash to him. Sort of, I have mental health problems. I had addictions. It's just like it's just such a pathetic display of. Anyways, it's just I don't know. I found them to be extremely.
And Marianne Williamson
Williamson is a hack too.
Yeah, I mean she's obviously pretty much a Democrat. I mean, she's pretty much a Democrat from what I've heard her say. And
she's a 90s Democrat. She's a 90s Democrat.
And she keeps on saying that you don't remember. She says you don't remember when the Democrats were good. So exactly. So at some point,
she's talking about 60s and stuff. Though. She's not talking about 90s.
60s.
Yes, but she's a 90s Democrat. She's not even a 60s Democrat. I don't like exactly. But at this, no, I'm more commenting on the political activism because man, these people constantly come on working class this, working class that, working. I just
no.
I don't know. It does feel extremely disingenuous. I don't believe a single word they're saying. In this video he discusses they're building a library. This one. Or another one. He mentions they're building a library or whatever. I guess that's another scam to get people to donate to their cause and build a library. I mean, what is going on? Library in this day and age? Who are you building it for anyway, motherfucker? Internet is there. So it's just, I don't know. I think they're a scam artist. They're genuine. And I'm not talking about Sabi Sabs, though. I think she was genuinely shocked by the
yeah, I would like
but
to
the
see
rest of them are.
I would like to see if this results in a split or not.
Apparently, Vanguard Boys were saying a lot of people who were originally with the network have left, and I checked. Vanguard Boys are right. They did use Fred Hampton's name to start their grift or whatever, and then Fred Hampton's family told them to stop using our name. I mean, it's just unbelievably beyond belief kind of type thing,
Yeah, no, Sabi Sabs needs to distance herself from them.
No, and these people are the Rome and that.
But Marianne Williamson was also like, Sabi, honey, I know you wouldn't.
Yeah, I have time for you anytime. Honey, anytime you want. We can go to Texas, have a lemonade together, or apple cider or something. No. It's very disappointing to see that this type of thing works because I genuinely Vanguard Boys, completely disagree with their politics. I think they're 100% wrong on Marianne Williamson. They don't even she's playing them like a fiddle, and but they are good boys, man. They're good boys. They're not bad people, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you. Exactly. No, I agree with you. You 100% reminded me of Cenk. You said in such a Cenk way. Cenk has this video with 100%. You don't remember?
Well, I am a Turk, I
100%.
guess. So
I just
there
saw
has. I apologize.
but no, I 100% agree with you. No, the
I-
Vanguard boys, you can't say that
You're not doing
their
this
heart
to
is
do
on the bad
clips.
place.
And by the way, RBN made a video. Vanguard boys have never been the same since the Aaron Matt interview. And I was just wondering, because they criticized the Vanguard boys like we did for that interview. And yeah, your approach in interviews is much better than their approach with Aaron Matt.
Yeah, the Vanguard boys were, I mean, definitely
dishonesty and then ambush. That's I'm gonna try to get them say something in a way so I can clip it, so I can say that they don't get. And
no, the Vanguard boys, fair enough. The Vanguard boys' behavior in that video made me doubt a lot of things, but hope maybe it was a one-time thing, and they bounced back.
Man, the problem with Vanguard boys is the same with RBN, is that they think they're in a movement. It's the same with Briahna Grayzone. They think they're contributing. It's an online discussion, and we have to empower the good voices and discourage the bad voices. They're all delusional. But some of them are scrupulous, like RBN. They're just bad people. They are willing to go like do bad things for such a shitty thing. But I don't think these guys are as scrupulous, but they're all delusional, I would say. And by the way, we're going to get to the Grayzone collaboration.
Yeah, what else is there?
So what did you, I just want to see if you have any comments on, and then there was the Vaush thing, in which Bri brought the Vaush before we go to Grayzone and RBN. So did you watch the little bit of that? So Bri,
he's such a rude bastard.
Yeah, and what did you think of that interview?
He's a rude bastard, but Bri's also either like a gullible idiot, or she enjoys having these kind of videos and putting them up. So I mean, I think she's adult enough to know if she should invite Vaush or not, and his grift. Of course, when he goes on the hill on like a corporate TV kind of thing, he's gonna behave differently than when you tell him to come on your podcast. And yeah, he is a rude guy, but she should have known.
Or when he's doing his own stream.
Yeah.
Or when he does his own stream and calls her. No, yeah, she does seem I mean, it's a joke that I've been doing for a couple of weeks, but the negging thing seems to be working. Like, she does seem to bring in like RBN when they went on Bad Faith. By the way, let's not forget Bad Faith calling her a liar, and not saying that she's wrong about this, she's being an idiot, she's a liar. She had them on, she had them on the Rising, which I assume it was through her introduction, not that I'm sure the producers vetted them or whatever. So RBN literally in her face during that interview told them that she is a class traitor, basically, like in a good way, but then in a bad way. And now what? It's the same. So she does seem to be asking for it, but at the same time, I guess, especially with Vaush, click-wise and marketing-wise, it does make sense.
Can I see the videos? Actually, can I see the views? Sorry, can I see the views? Actually,
sure.
Okay, yeah, that's like almost better, I think, than when Glenn came on her show. Yeah. So and compared to the other video, with the leftists, it's gonna be 11. Wow, better than I thought.
With three other people. I
didn't even think it would do 11.
On Twitter, blah blah blah. So that's the.
Wow, I'm
really?
I thought it would be like 6 or 8. Yeah, maybe
the rail video she did with that guy, which was like about details of rail industry and all that did like a 1K. Like, nobody, no, thank you, no. We don't want knowledge, no, thank you. Yes, drama, yes. But
Movement. Yes.
so, but I wanted to play the bit that I told you about. Can you tell me which second it was?
Oh.
Which what should I ask? Which moment it was? Which minute
when it was,
Which
yeah.
second it was?
I guess, yeah, you're right. Tough
Oh,
one. But hold on 1 second.
That's
Okay,
when
I
it
think
was.
hold on.
That's the question.
I think 105:47, 105:47 maybe, sometime around then.
With everybody making just
105. I play from 105. Is that good?
Yeah.
So that was real fascinating to me, this part.
Or maybe
So,
it was before that. Let's see when he's
I can hear
speaking.
yours.
About I am too. The sincere, actual, non-joking, fully straightforward position that
Was it before 105?
Yeah, because it
I
was
wanted to hear
sometime
the
around
bits
that. Yeah, I know.
I'm in a
But
kind of
Alright.
civility politics
Hold
here,
on.
right? I mean, there were plenty of like sincere,
that's
That's why I'm here.
We
And
play
I'm not-
from
I'm not-
101, I guess.
in part because
Oh,
I've
even it's
ignored you.
before
I've
even
chosen not
that,
to engage. It doesn't seem constructive. But like, because you
So
see word for word,
Marjorie Taylor Greene has
Yeah, no,
become
it's there.
America's
Oh.
favorite broken clock. And it's that time of day, the average conservative voter.
I said Marjorie Taylor Greene is a bad faith actor. They don't really mean this. They're only doing this to protect Trump. However, this is what the left should be doing.
And
the
yet-
fact that I say that, Val,
and
and you
yet
still hit me with all these bad faith attacks.
criticism-
And by the way, you didn't just
wait,
call Marjorie Taylor Greene a fascist. You called me a fascist.
a fascist enabler at times. We'll get to your Ukraine takes, I'm sure. It's not about the core of the argument
Vash,
you
do you
just
think
laid out
that's
to me.
do you think that's useful? I mean, if you honestly think I'm a fascist enabler and someone who wants to murder Ukrainian children,
The
why
last
would you,
one was a joke,
Wait a
the
minute,
first one wasn't.
but wait a minute. Why would you agree to come on Rising and look me in the face and be friendly and nice and act like all is well in the world?
What?
If you really have that level of antagonism toward me, if you really think that I'm as bad a person as you tell your audience repeatedly, then why even agree to come on Rising in the first place?
First of all, a couple of things. I've sat face to face with Charlie Kirk. You know, he's
So have I.
right. Okay, I talked civilly with him. I don't have any qualms about that. Second of all, I say mean things about a lot of people. It's genuinely just.
But why, Vaush? Because I've been accused of being a
because I have
grifter. I've
strong-
been accused of ginning up, fighting over forced votes. But I don't take
Older
personal
sister
attacks at
here.
people.
Why?
I don't do response videos to try to create beef. In fact, I'm inviting you here today in part because I've ignored you. I've chosen not to engage. It doesn't seem constructive. But like, because you were so, frankly, kind of polite and humble on Rising, I thought there might be a genuine opportunity for us to have a meeting of the minds at the very least. But then you make a joke like the one you just made, and it makes me feel like this was a fool's errand.
No, what we're having right now isn't a breakdown in communication. It's an aesthetic difference in how we approach what we do.
Well, I gotta tell you, human to human, I don't feel it like it's an aesthetic difference. It feels degrading and unconstructive in a space that actually means a lot to me, because I think the project that we're ostensibly both involved in is an incredibly important one. This isn't like, I'm not trying to be like famous on the internet from talking about politics. I only became well, no, I was an attorney with a very good salary that didn't need any of this, to be honest. So I'm here because my passion for these issues drove me to start freelancing. I ended up getting a full-time position, and I ended up getting plucked by the Bernie campaign to be a part of this. That's why I'm here.
You see, man, these people are.
Man, this was the
delusional.
cheesiest few
doubt her
minutes
sincerity
ever. Like, everything about her life was the most important thing. We're both part of such an important project. I didn't need this. I didn't want to be on screen. I could have, I was getting paid a lot as a lawyer, but now I'm here. Jeez, that was the cheesiest few minutes ever.
Oh man, and I have to say, these people, these people don't have any chance of ever becoming really politically important, but this is the mindset. It's an example we can use for mindset of the people that are very dangerous. People who, think they're doing some service to others are extremely dangerous, because they become bitter, and you see it some bits in her. She's like, I make original content that other people use, and by the way, we are one of those users that use her original content. Shame on us, I guess. Shame on us. But my point is, they become bitter because they don't do it for them. They're deluded enough, I think. I think it's delusion that they think they're doing altruism of some kind,
Yeah.
or
And
they're
you know, yeah,
contributing to a
I don't
project.
even get that. I don't even get that comeback of hers with her with her thing, because he didn't say, oh, you just came here to make money. He said like specifically, they were like, oh, you want to be like on TV and all this. And then she's like, I don't need this. I was famous. But sure.
Famous.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, being on YouTube and all this, you also
Even
get
for
to
her
be famous and all that.
She needs to be famous.
Yeah. So that's good. So I don't even get that. I mean, you don't really get that as being a lawyer. Here you come and you enjoy that. And it's not like you're getting paid pennies either. I mean, soon that lawyer thing, argument is gonna have to stop, because I'm sure she got paid more as a lawyer. But I'm sure this revenue is catching up slowly, unless the Hill is screwing her over. I don't know.
Man, she didn't leave her lawyer job to join the fucking Green Party or the Libertarian Party as a staff member, helping them grassroots. She was plucked, as she said it, by the Bernie Sanders campaign, the most prominent left.
Yeah, well, she had already left.
That has been in the last 40 years.
She left to freelance and then intercede. Couldn't put food on the table for the family.
I'm sure if she wasn't offered the campaign manager and then the media carrier wasn't, she wouldn't have even thought about going back to law. I mean, or even if she wouldn't have, it's your fucking life. Don't make it about
what a sacrifice you made for us. Exactly. It kind of goes back to that, right? I mean, that's kind of her point. She like sacrificed career and money to do this, because this project.
But Camille, remember though, if anybody comes and takes me for the stuff I said on the show in Iran and stuff, I did this for the Iran. I did all of this YouTube channel was for the public, for the people of Iran, for the freedom. It had nothing to do with my wish to be famous or like meet Quentin Tarantino. It has nothing to do with it.
You were so polite. So I thought you should come on my show.
When you make a joke like that, I think this is not about the project. This might not be about the project. This might be about you.
She's like sick, as if they were in a relationship and like he had cheated on her and she gave him a second chance, but again he went back to his old.
No, like in a party. No, in a party behaved badly, but for like 2 weeks he was good, and then he's back to his old. Again, you're making these jokes. I told you in front of everyone, I don't like sexualized jokes. Oh, okay. All right. It was, by the way, the substance of this, it's a two-part thing. The substance of this one was pretty low. It was about January. No, not January, sorry. The Trump and Biden sort of data. Not data. What is it? Documents.
Folders
that they have.
Joe Biden had drawn a really nice house with a family behind one of them, so he had to take. So he took the classified documents home.
He probably didn't know what he was. Anyway, but,
he's like, well, my grandkids were drawing on this,
they are both wrong. So they're both wrong on that. I mean, it's such a useless discussion. And then the discussion just basically becomes about like language policing and how Bree's upset.
But do they hook up at the end or no? Or there's not a happy ending?
No, it's not.
If they were in the same room and there was some drinking involved, I think. But they need to get them in the same room, though.
Yeah, we need to get them. He's always on the dating apps. It's you're looking for something that is right in front of you. But they
fascist enabler.
That would be
like something a kid says. I mean, honestly, like a 15-year-old fascist enabler. What does that even mean?
You're a fascist enabler. What is that? That came from addiction things.
Yeah,
like, you're
okay. There it makes, of course, there it made a bit more sense.
But
enabling fascism, pushing it.
Even there, man, people are adults. But it's whatever. It's just the substance is so low that I think the part we focused was the most fun. But then let me go to this video, which was, I mean, can somebody tell these motherfuckers, don't talk about Iran.
Yeah, I
mean,
watched this.
go ahead.
I mean,
there is freedom of speech.
yeah. I mean, the most generous thing I
Sorry,
can
go ahead.
say, I mean, the most generous thing I can say about their take, especially Max's take, he's like, yes, you're pointing out the coverage in the West and the interest of, you know, Western powers and parties are represented on the media and they come out and they talk bullshit. But you can't then use that as the sole basis of your analysis and undermine the whole thing and give like big narratives, because that's the only half like fair point.
Max Blumenthal does add some caveat that people are protesting.
No, he's very
but
careful.
may-
Matt Brooks
like he's a bit more
careful,
balanced.
right?
He's a bit more.
He's experienced. He's not these
he
two
fucks it up
guys.
and yeah, he's experienced in he's a bit watching, but he fucks. I think he's more
No, I was being
careful
extremely
about the
charitable.
bullshit he espouses. Oh, in the end he promotes Setari Sadeghi, the person who he had on his show. I'm really interested why not any other, all these Iranians, not me. We have a shitty channel and we are trying to get clicks and all that. So we are very transparent, right? But there are all these Iranians going on all democracy. Democracy Now was one of them that they have similar contact. Like, why not anybody like else? No, we're gonna bring that anyway. So it shows that how much they're lacking anyway. But then they go on about cultural imperialism. And that's something that I'm generally, and people can blame me for being a right-winger in university because these were people I came in contact with before university. Cultural imperialism is in my view, is a dog whistle, is a racist concept. The idea that, well, don't do cultural imperialism. Like Iranian women want to be, Iranian want to be repressed. They want to wear a hijab. Motherfuckers, do you know how deep and variant and old our culture is? Just like all cultures are. I don't want to fall from, as they say in the Persian, fall from the other side of the roof and suddenly think my culture is superior or anything and I need to do cultural imperialism. But my point is all cultures are, most cultures, unless they're very, very, very specific, are extremely old, varied expressions of freedom and equality among men and women and races are in fact in many Middle Eastern cultures have a much older recorded history at least. So I mean, motherfuckers, like fuck you, really fuck you. Cultural imperialism.
No, such bullshit, just utter bullshit.
Fuck you, really. Like, I'm sorry, but that really pisses me.
No.
So it's a pet peeve. So another 5 viewers.
No, I don't disagree with you there.
Am I being too harsh? Do you think there is some arguments to cultural imperialism?
I don't know, but in this context, I don't get it. And a lot of the thing and the cultural appropriation, all this. Did you hear about that ridiculous attack on Gwen Stefani? Like some Westerners were
Japanese,
making.
I sent.
You sent that.
You sent that to me.
Yeah, some Westerners were like saying a cultural appropriation to her, and then people in Japan were like, "What the hell is this even going on? Like, what are you talking about?" Oh yeah, I'm sure it's not the first time.
That's a long-standing thing. Oh man, it happened with the Ghost in the Shell movie. Terrible movie, but white people in America, especially, like, we are talking about middle class people in America. It's not even white people in America. It's like mixed, very mixed now. So middle class in America, especially the ones who have access to media, seem to be very vocal about the fact that they don't even understand what fucking race. There is no race. There is no race. All right, you fucking dumbasses. And then they're like, oh, they recasted it. It's a character. Most people in Asia, in everywhere in the world, are fine with a character being played by a black person or a white person, and they're all crazy. Like those people were, oh, James Bond can't be black. Like if he's British, you used to be a Scot, he can be black. Of course, they're British black. I'm getting so pissed off now. Like these people are fucking psycho. Just can't you talk about something, because they don't want to talk about real issues, which are economics. And by the way, we hopefully from next season more focus on economics. But this is much more fun, and I get it. So they want to do fun, I guess. So.
But yeah, anything else in this segment?
No, but so I was just gonna say with anime. Japanese anime, there has been also the same thing, like Like anyway. So yeah, no, I think let's move on to the next sections.
Alrighty, Sam. It seems like I always ask you if you have any final words because I always feel like there's still something in you. Something more you want to get off your chest. So go ahead.
End of the toothpaste. You squeeze it. Come on, mother.
One more comment. One more take.
I just wanted to ask your opinion, but this is a general view I have. But I think he was right there at the point we played. He says that what we had isn't a breakdown of communication; it's a difference of aesthetics.
No, he says it is.
And what?
Oh yeah, sure.
And then I think,
no, you're correct.
And then they go on to talk about it that he has no problem talking. Like, I do feel like younger generation, and I feel this was something that was more common, I feel, in Asia or maybe in more working class thing. I don't know, but that it's much easier for them to talk, like, say, yeah, he was a fascist piece of shit, and then, oh, I can have him on and talk. Like, I think he's right. You should be able to talk shit about, like, I feel I like his approach in that very limited sense that you call people names. I don't think like crazy, like, you know what I mean, like not racial slurs or whatever, but you can be like, yeah, because some people, you do probably think they're fascist. If you do think that, then maybe they're fascist, and I want to talk, like,
but
Charlie
should
Kirk,
you then
Ben
be
Shapiro,
consistent in the approach? So I guess if you go on, so then I guess if you go on their podcast, you should also like very like kindly and gently say like, I think you're a fascist, like this though, like in this way that I just said, very like sincerely, with all due respect, I believe that you're a piece of shit.
They're British, but that's what I loved about British culture always, because you could say, I'm terribly sorry, but I think you're a piece of shit, and I've always thought you were a cunt, and never want to see you again. Thank you very much. Goodbye. And I think that, or I would like to hear your opinion. I mean, I feel like that's I love to talk to Ben Shapiro. I like a debate or whatever, like, discussion, not a discussion, interview or a debate. Not this guy. I'm not interested in discussing.
Who's interviewing who though? You interviewing him or is he interviewing you?
Well, whichever works for me. But I'm just saying, but at the same time, I don't want to take it back just because I want to interview him. I don't want to take back all the bad things I said. 100%. And I wish everybody would. I hope people say awful. Like, one day, I hope if anybody bothers to say anything about me, I hope if it's awful, I am willing to talk to them. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. Do you feel that's more normal in Asia than Europe? Am I right with that? Or is it more normal among young people than older people?
I don't know.
No,
I don't know. It's definitely not very common. I don't know if in this way that you put it, I don't know.
People used to beat the shit out of each other and then be like,
but school and stuff, that's different though.
Maybe children are the way to go. Maybe we should be more like children.
Perhaps. But Briahna doesn't roll that way.
She does. She's like the biggest goody two-shoe child I've ever seen. She's the most. I did my homework. Why would you give me my money?
Miss Vaush is being mean.
Called me subhuman.
Called me subhuman.
He's a fucking asshole, I have to say.
Okay.
And now we go
this is fascinating.
This is like White Green 6-7 years ago. That's what we would have turned.
This is fascinating. So this video, Sav sent it to me. It's on a book called Elite Capture by philosopher Olufemi Taiwo. And I just listened to it, and this 12-minute clip. And the only and my take was that, okay, did this guy just read a New York Times article last week on what the elites are up to, and then he decided, okay, now I have to come and talk about it. I mean, that was my take. And then Pascal, I think, said literally the same thing, pretty much.
Pascal
Robert on This Is Revolution. However, after having read his book and looking at his arguments and all that, he's like, this guy
and other
as if
books
he's completely
and
unaware of
references.
like any historical
And
aspect of
getting a
any of this.
PhD.
Yeah. And then he also points out that, this guy himself could be argued to be captured by the elite, but he doesn't, reflect on that at all in his work. But yeah, to me, the interview on Democracy Now! Is very weird. It's like Amy Goodman and the interviewer were just like discovering about this elite capture thing for the first time. However, you pointed out to me after that he was talking about a specific particular movement, which I might have missed out on. But so I might be so maybe I'm being a bit too harsh, but then I listened to Pascal and he confirmed what I said. So yeah.
My theory is that the guy's butler got sick that week. He couldn't find the replacement. He went out shopping. He found out about the real world for the first time in his life. And then he wrote this. That is my working theory. People
That's
can
not
add
too bad. How the powerful took over identity politics and everything else. I mean, look at this sub headline. You're joking, like, okay, does this book then go back to, I don't know, 1 billion BC? Unless the book starts at 1 billion BC. This sub headline is bullshit.
Yeah. Also, by the way, I think
how the powerful took over.
My working theory. Another part of my working theory. He was playing Scrabbles with his friends, and he didn't know about the word elite. And then he looked up the dictionary, the word elite, and he was like, "Wow, like shit."
Do you think he knows that Santa isn't real, or nobody has broken the news? No.
Don't bring it up. You might see this. No, he's real. Easter Bunny is real. Don't be mean. He's a nice dude. He might not know much, but he's a nice dude.
I'm judging him like crazy based on this 12-minute video, but I have This Is Revolution video to back me up. One of them does live research on Google there. Okay, one of them looked up his CV, so very well documented position I'm putting forward here.
Yeah. No, it's. I think Pascal Robert gave us it's very. I mean, if you read the book, I'm sure there's a lot of, as Pascal Robert points out, there's a lot of facts and stuff that in it that is true. In a specific, apparently, the book is discussing a group of female sort of lesbians and their activities, and then Pascal. Why are you laughing?
I don't know. It's just female lesbian.
The way I said it. There I do, and Pascal Robert points out that I wouldn't describe this as a movement in the same way he does, and I think there's a lot of myth making, and it's kind of with the left about the past movements and trying to. It's kind of with religious groups. You see the same. Religious groups always try to connect themselves, or philosophical groups try to connect themselves to these older
100%.
Groups or individuals. And I think this is another exercise in that. And he points out that, I think what he points out, it's in, by the way, it's a minute, I believe around minute, what was it? No, the other video was minute 30. So I don't, 32. Well, in this one, I forget, but it's in the beginning. And he says that, I believe, as you said, he's very much captured by these things. He doesn't offer any solutions, frankly, to these things. He doesn't go deep enough. He doesn't go into, he references some books from 1960s and even 90s that go much deeper into the philanthropy industry and how that affects academic research and academia in general. And he says, I don't understand why we should learn so much about people who didn't succeed at changing anything, basically losers. So, it was very good. Yeah, very good. I would suggest people watch the This Is Revolution thing. It was very good.
Yeah, definitely agree with you there. And yeah, I just found the whole Democracy Now! And the professor and the framing and that whole video. Maybe I should have listened to the second time, but the first time I found it really to be funny.
Yeah, it was he's a young, as old as he's 40 something. He's a young man. He's got time to, found a, I mean, wow. Wait till he finds out the capitalist class.
Oh shit. I feel like that's his next book for sure.
Quite a shock to him.
Like when, next book is for sure going to be something about, when capitalists took over capitalism.
billionaires, they are bad. No. Yeah, it's very funny guy. Anyway, then we have this also. This was a fantastic video by Derek Warren and Pascal Robert, in which Derek Warren, he has a great video on this on his own channel too. He puts forward the thesis that all this talk about revitalization of unions, and there is a new generation of people who want to be leftist activists and union members, is largely bullshit. And in this video, he goes through all the details and he shows how they are very transitory, they are short-lived, the industries are not really built for long-term union type things, and in many cases labor laws have to be changed for unions to be able to do anything. And it was really good. I really enjoyed it, and I think from very anecdotal stuff and some research I've read, and the research he put forward, I think I agree with him. I do think there's a huge amount of exaggeration
for sure. I think that makes sense to me, and again, it's based on what I've heard a little bit here and there, my observations and all this. But I think like that type of labor movements that existed, maybe less in Europe, but labor organizations, and everybody being part of a union and labor and all this, those can't really be replicated that easily right now, and they have been pretty soundly defeated.
What do you say about the youth's receptiveness to leftist ideas?
Jen, no, that exists. I was more talking about unions and not those kind of unions as before being applicable.
But they point out, for example, a lot of black men, and I'm sure young men in general, and this is my experience too, mostly are into being entrepreneurs, like into being like
that's a big exactly.
The cars. It's not. I don't.
They're all kinds, just like before.
Of left lovers going to unite us.
I'm guessing it's the same percentage as always existed.
Yeah, there are all kinds just before. Look, there was post-World War II, because of investment and because of there was a significant number of people who had unions. Their next generation was more receptive, perhaps. You know what I mean? There are historical moments differ from each other. I accept that, but there was this argument we made that this generation is more
I know
like that. But I don't
see.
I also wanted to play this because I think this comes into play with the whole. No, I don't think. Forget it. It's gonna slow us down anyway. So they also had a good take on Black History Month and how it might be just a case of a racial uplift. Sublation Media had a video about is left alienating workers, and it was, from what I saw, and people, mostly about fashion and how like the way left dresses or the way that left presents itself. And frankly, just going back to these people, these leftists.
No, Brianna's kind of stylish.
These leftists.
Or Briahna tries to be.
She's very stylish. These leftists. No. Yeah, but I was gonna say, because of these people, I think the problems are far deeper than fashion. There are issues much more fundamental. Although I do accept that a pretty face and a nice sort of a style can go a long way. You're right. You're right. I enjoy looking at Robbie Suave on you. I do. I have to say. You don't?
No.
No. Okay. All right. So I think this is our intellectual corner. For
really small corner.
Yeah.
It's like a hole. All right, Sam, let's move on to our next segment. So you sent me this article and I read it. I don't think I got your comment from Pretty Funny, but I got a bit of what is going on in Czech Republic.
I think my comments are very funny, but
so why don't you explain the whole thing?
Most of the words don't agree. So Peter Pavel, a retired general and former senior commander has swept to Czech presidency after landslide victory over the former Prime Minister Andrej Babis in an election overshadowed by rows over the war between Russia and Ukraine. This is the largest ever recorded in a Czech presidential poll, reflecting an advantage of more than 950 almost 1,000 votes nationwide. So it was between like a sort of Viktor Orban figure and a NATO figure, and the NATO figure won. My comment was kind of mockishly was referring to the fact that basically a army commander of an army that was not even army of the country.
Because he was NATO commander. Okay. Yeah. But he is Czech, though.
People. He's Czech, yeah. But I mean, the idea. I love the fact that it's like people talk about deep state and all that. There's a deep state. It's very much openly like, yeah, we're gonna run a NATO commander. Like, what is there a problem? Is there no? It's the same in Iran.
He won fair and square.
One fair and
landslide, as Guardian points out 93 times in each paragraph.
Yeah, landslide victory. Yeah. And because he won against the Viktor Orban type, so Guardian is basically having the time of their life.
Yeah.
Right, but I would say that's why pure belief in democracy and what people vote for and sovereignty of the people is stupid. I mean, we're talking about the people who, as online anyway.
Good point.
Just because for this last episode of our first season, I wanted all the characters back, and God sent me a gift. So Caleb Maupin, do you remember this idiot who came to Iran and said, he was
surprised he hasn't been on RBN
for some reason. Yeah, he's perfect for them. They used to do stuff together, I think.
Oh, okay.
Soros planned to use Ukrainian as cannon fodder against Russia in 1993. So, I mean, he plays something about Soros's, plan
to use as
for
cannon
NATO expansion back then.
I don't even understand
the way they put things. They're clearly it's like something you put in front, like cannon. It's an expression. It means used as a sort of, in Farsi they say محافظ machine.
Okay, I see. I get it.
It's you use them as protection for your own interest, usually financial, whatever. But I mean, he knows what he's doing. He's like playing into conspiracy that from 1993 George Soros was planning to. It's just, you idiots. They're doing it openly. They got somebody elected with landslide. They don't need this. I mean, they do. By the way, George Soros has been involved in a lot of clandestine activities and all that, I'm sure. But just the way they make their videos. So I wanted to just mention this. Do you want to play the video a bit? Just get a feel.
When it acts, it would act in conjunction with others. Incidentally, the combination of manpower from Eastern Europe with the technical capabilities of NATO would greatly enhance the military potential of the partnership, because it would reduce the risk of body bags for NATO countries, which is the main constraint on their willingness to act. This is a viable alternative to the looming world disorder.
So you see the difference between he was planning to use Ukrainian as a cannon fodder. He was saying, as opposed to the glooming world disorder, I want NATO to be expanded and use Eastern European soldiers because we can't use Western soldiers because the politics of it would be bad, right? So you can read that for what it is, like a pathetic attempt by Soros to control the world he can't. Or think, there is a group of, they are controlling the world. Anyway, so moving on to Middle East. Did you hear about all the crazy shit that's been going on
barely. So give me a little recap.
in Palestine and Israel?
No, that nothing.
Well, there was Israelis did airstrikes against Palestinian areas, and then 9 people died. I think including like 2 kids or something, as always crazy. Then you had a sort of I think kind of a terrorist-like attack or what do you call it, like a violent sort of an individual attack against Israeli citizens. I believe in a Knesset, not Knesset is the name of their parliament.
Oh, in a
the Jewish temple.
in a what's it called?
Can he say the Persian word?
No, yeah,
I don't know
in a. Oh my God, it's escaping my mind right now. Synagogue.
But these were these attacks. Synagogue. You're fucking up. Yeah, synagogue. These attacks, by the way, the two attacks, and this, by the way, the first attack led to 7 Israelis dying, and then there was an attack by, I believe, a 13-year-old boy just opened fire on public and injured 2. And these 2 attacks happen in Jerusalem, or Beit al-Muqaddas, which is the old city inside Jerusalem, I believe, or another name for Jerusalem, I don't know. So yeah, it was things are getting tensed up, and following by the way, the attacks and people dying in Israel, Hamas obviously said that we don't condemn them. This is a natural response to the acts that been going on. And then I just read the reports in Iranian news that, I mean, first Netanyahu came out and he said that he's gonna strengthen the security of the settlements. I mean, that's why I said that these happen in Jerusalem, because they are focusing their strategies basically increase settlements. So he said they are basically gonna do a law. They are suggesting a law that is gonna make it much easier for citizen settlers to acquire and carry guns. They're gonna make it easier. I believe they already have that ability, but it's gonna make it easier. So yeah, and by the way, these strikes and violence was preceded by a long, like there was a incident of Israelis killing, I believe, setting fire to somebody's house. Before that, it's just, as you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's ongoing. Yeah, it's 24/7, really.
Yep.
It's every day,
shit, but
365.
Yeah. And then we had a terrorist attack in Iran, and let me play. This is the video. There was an attack on Azerbaijani embassy in Tehran by an Azeri individual. This is after the attack. Oh, sorry, I thought I might have the video of the actual attack.
How come?
But
so yeah, what happened here?
It was one of the funniest events that has happened in the last 40 years in Iran, because first of all, the first video is from the outside, and as you can see, it's like a street. By the way, it's in Pastaran area, if you know. It's in the outside.
Yeah.
And the guy just rams his car to a car that is already parked, gets off with a AK-47 or something like that weapon, just runs to the door, and God bless Persian soldiers. As always, being the Persian soldiers they are, the Persian soldiers seems to be eating something in his cabin. Right there, you saw the cabin briefly. So the Persian soldier is in this cabin right next door, right next to the front, and he seems to be eating something. The guy rams his car to a car right in front of him, gets off with a gun, runs to the door, and the Persian soldier slowly puts the food away, opens the door slowly, just very calmly just comes out, and what's going on? What's going on? You know, just very Persian soldier. That was, I'm pretty sure he was from Southern Europe. Anyway, but then there was a video from inside in which he runs in, and then 2 people come to stop him, 3 people come to stop him. He starts shooting, and 2 people were injured, 1 person died. But the funny part is the reason. It's like, this is Iranian crazy people. So the fellow is a fellow Azeri. So it's just like us. He's a Turk Azeri. And people might know, Azeris are famous, especially in Iran. The jokes are all about them being a bit stupid and being very hot-headed, especially about their wife or their partner. Like, you can't look their wife in the wrong way, like they kill you. And so the story, as it turned out, as the police has said so far, is that the guy thought his wife has been in the embassy for the last 2 months. So he had gone to rescue his wife.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
people have
Stop.
completely lost it. I said, his 2 kids, his 2 small young kids were in the car that he rammed into the thing. So he went in to rescue his wife. I mean, I don't know what the fuck has happened, but it is possible that his wife, being of Azeri background, went to the embassy and was like, maybe I can, like, he was beating her. I don't know. I really have no idea what the fuck led him to think that, but it is the weirdest thing. But then Azerbaijan and I think Azerbaijan is using this politically, in a way, but at the same time they have the right to do that. That's what governments are there to do. So I'm not blaming that, but they're saying this is a terrorist attack. We've warned Iran about the security embassy many times. They don't care about us. And Iran and Azerbaijan, as people might know, while Azerbaijan is the only other Shia country in the world, and it has Iran has about 20 to 30 million Azeris, so Turkish speakers, and about 70, and everybody in Iran is somehow related to a Turk. You know, it's everybody has at least a grandpa or something. So it's like, even with all these cultural and religious connections, we are long-standing enemies, and we very much, Iranians are worried about the potential of separatist movements. And although it's not a real threat, because Azeris like run Iran, the supreme leader is Azeri. You know, it's ridiculous. Everybody's like, every major person is Azeri. So it's ridiculous. But anyway, there's always this dispute, but it's mostly initiated by Azerbaijan, which is really post-Soviet world, has gotten into this this nationalist fervor. And I genuinely think we should start fucking, man, I really am upset. Like, we really need to take a much harsher stand. Like we should treat them like Greek used to treat Macedonia, like close their embassies and stuff. It's getting ridiculous. They are very rude, and there's social media stuff, their newspapers and stuff. You know, Erdogan recently went and said we have what, 40 million Turks in Iran. So they're very much pushing this pan-Turkism narrative, and it's getting a bit worrying. But you know, that's just my worries. I just thought I'd share them with you.
Appreciate that.
You don't see, because I'm Iranian Azeri, so it's extremely very not offensive, but I care about it. It's just, that's all.
And it's your right.
I was gonna say
to
something
care.
bold. Huh?
And it's your right to care.
Is it? I feel like it's a bit sort of national sentimentality.
You have
or
the right.
Nostalgic sentiment.
You have the right.
You're mocking me? I have the right, but but I wouldn't do that. All right, whatever. I feel like I find all these nationalistic movements very divisive, let's say.
Can't
There was
disagree with you too
also,
much,
besides
Les.
this, today, there was a number of, seems, terrorist attack with drones, and what they are calling mini drones or tiny drones. I don't know what's the translation. A number of facilities in Tehran, Tabriz, and Isfahan. In Isfahan and Tehran, it seems to have been a military facility. In Tabriz, a factory, have been like attacked by the Iranian regime. Says that the attacks were what do you say, thwarted by the defensive mechanisms, and there wasn't damage, there was no casualties. But there was a video from outside of a gun manufacturer, or not bullets, but ammo, I guess, ammo manufacturer, I don't know, sort of showing the explosion on the roof type thing. So it's possibly, Israel, possibly, CIA. I can't think of any other group, to be honest. But that happened. That's nice.
I see.
And yeah.
Yeah, so that's happening today, as in Sunday, huh?
Generally, yeah, I think it happened last night, but it's being reported today.
Yeah.
One of it happened very early morning. Let me. It was yesterday. It was yesterday at 11:30 at night. So Sham, yeah, it's 11. Sham, Gahi is night. So I also wanted to play this, though, that although I wanted to play this, kind of relating to the referring back to the left wing, right wing stuff.
So Michael
I think
Darren,
both a lot
Michael
of extreme
Sugrue.
right wings.
So yeah, we've left geopolitics now.
This is the
Last
best show
clip
on YouTube. Yeah,
of the day.
this is everything. This is about these two people should, again, with Roger Waters, they can be God emperors. I think they are amazing. And the best show on not just TV. That's why I hate, you see, I don't want to specify media. I shouldn't specify mediums. It's not online, just anywhere, ever. It's I think a lot of people on the left and some people on the extreme right wing, not, you know, establishment types, are very gleeful about what's going to come about America. And he refers something, I think, from, I will forget if it was from James Joyce or from Frolic of, if it was from this Frolic of his own or from another work. But he says something here which I don't, it's not exactly related to everything we talked about, but I think it has some relevance. So it's my crazy mind connecting the stuff. Don't read too much into it.
Artist, poet. Yeah. And you've always liked Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds.
Yes, quite a bit.
Right. And
I see them as the same, by the way.
Yeah, well, so do I. I mean, there's not that much difference between Jews and Catholics once they get like that, with that.
They were talking about Leonard Cohen before.
Unusual mindset. All right. And if there's one song that scares the ass off me, it's called "The Future" by Leonard Cohen. And this is what I'm hoping we can avoid. As he said once, oh, and by the way, you're not going to like what comes after America.
That's right. Yeah. Yep.
So that's, sorry, it was from Leonard Cohen's song. I thought it was from the thing. But yeah, so yeah, that's, I think a lot of people are not really, don't know what they're asking for. You want the empire to reform. You don't want it to go away. And I say this as somebody I think that is very critical of, and I don't even have a thing. It's the same with Iran, man. The revolution in 1979 was a mistake. You don't want to do that. You don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, as they say. I'm just saying. I don't know. What does that?
I mean, his quote was nice and scary because you don't know what could come next or what could replace it. But then, would I apply that beyond the abstract or not? I don't know. Yeah.
Saying we shouldn't, American empire is terrible, and American politicians and American establishment, all of them are terrible, but they're just another tool in the, not tool, just another, I guess, element in life.
Yeah, I mean, something similar could replace them.
Something similar or something worse in some cases.
Yeah, perhaps.
In the long term, in the long historical narrative, none of this matters. We are but a blip in a historical, in the long, history of the world.
No, my life's very important, but
lives, Sure, your life is, yes. You and your peanuts. You two get to be important. The rest of us, I'm just saying, anyways, but yeah, I'll always try to wrap up in a very, I'm trying to connect.
You're a good man. You're a good man.
Sometimes they don't connect. I'm not a good man. I'm not.
Can you show your background to everyone for a split second, please?
My background?
Yeah. Your computer background.
Yes.
No, your desktop background.
Oh yeah, sure. Why? Oh, here, this one.
Is this like a bit a representation of what's going on in your head, but like less cleaner, like everything connects?
Less cleaner. I feel my mind is more dirty. But no, I really, it's I like
less symmetric.
Kind of like.
No,
it's symmetrical, but not symmetrical. That's what I like about it, I guess.
But yeah, no, you did a good job of connecting everything and bringing everything together. But all right, on that note, any final comments? You have no chance. We're not coming back from a break after this. So if there's anything you have to say, you can say it. Right, you have to say it right now.
I do. I wonder. No, I'm done.
All right. Well, this was a fun show as always. Folks, please leave your comments, questions, criticisms down below. Don't unsubscribe. Just leave a mean comment below. And yeah, otherwise, please like and subscribe. And we'll see you
Oh, I
in our
forgot
next show.
about White Lotus.